Welcome to the Vibe interview.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is amazing. I like all the smiles, man. For real. I have a thing for
It's a vibe. Vibe with a Y.
Yeah. Right?
All right, let's jump right into the questions. Yeah, the reason we're here, to have some fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Hit us with a wild one.
Hit you with a wild one. Okay, let's go with a wild one.
Oh no.
All right, fun
Is your brain
question.
Do you guys have any pre-show ritual or traditions you guys typically do? And anyone could answer, just not all at once.
Taking a shot.
I was just gonna say,
I need a shot. Vodka before a show.
It has to be vodka?
It usually is.
Okay.
It could be anything though.
See, I have a little poster on my wall where I write down lessons I've learned, words of encouragement, whatever. One of the things is, you perform best when you're sober, plus 1 to 2 shots. So yeah, drink's fun.
Yeah.
Drinking's
Moral of the story is drinking is fun.
Just a little bit. Don't smoke before a show.
It's funny, we're very influenced by superheroes and superhero culture.
Okay.
So Punisher from the Netflix series, before he'd get into battle, he'd be one batch, 2 batch, penny and dime. And we kind of get that same mindset of all right, this is the battle, and go, and then we just jump into it, So, and that's just that mental click of, let's do this. Actually, we do worse when we drink. We try our best to just not...
I don't know, my birthday was pretty fun. That was a good set.
Don't talk about it.
Listen,
I have good memories of it.
yeah, they're let's not talk about it.
Can't be there.
Yeah. I some musicians do great on drinking or being high or some kind of influence. For us, it's the reverse. Anytime something like that enters our system.
Yeah.
Quite literally our system. It throws us off. So we try our best to just be water, vocal warm-ups, and then just that amped up feeling, and then just let's go for it,
Yeah, no, I completely hear you, because with whatchamacallit, with substances, it's a slippery slope, right? It could easily become a crutch or something you abuse, so I get that. Personally, I don't know if I have a specific ritual I do, but I definitely do have a mindset check, and I just sit and try to be present, before I go on stage.
Man, why are you behind the camera? You should be here.
No. I'm just trying to relate, yo.
I also want to add on just being goofy with my other friends or bandmates.
Yeah.
I think that's the only consistent thing, because I'm not consciously thinking about, okay, I'm gonna do this before a rehearsal.
Right.
But that's usually what helps me get out of my any nerves I might have.
Yeah.
Just getting a little extra goofy and stuff.
Yeah.
Whether that's with alcohol or not,
Right.
the goofies will happen.
Okay.
Yeah. They're always there.
Yeah.
Get it out your system.
Yeah, outside of our system, if we ever perform with other people on stage, we always do a check-in. It's hey, you ready? And good to
It's
go.
not 1, 2.
No, seriously. I came up from a basketball background, right?
Right,
So
right.
that team mentality of
Yeah.
all right,
That makes sense.
go team,
Right.
And yeah, we will be finally performing with fellow musicians on our big birthday show on August 8th. So that's gonna be cool. That's pretty so cool.
Where is that?
Good time.
Side stage. But we're
August
here to
8th?
promote
Okay.
May 29th.
Hey, we can do it all.
All right.
You guys get your calendar. We got May 29th. We got
June
August 8th.
13th.
Anything else? June 13th. Yeah. Anything else?
June 28th. Our
You guys
Village
are
Fest.
looking at me.
Oh, we got Village Fest on June 20th.
Alright, turn on.
I'll make a post about it.
We'll all make posts about it.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of posts, do you guys want to introduce yourself?
I'm Karina Joy. I write dream folk music. You can find me on Instagram at Karina Joy Music.
I'm Dalia Holt. You can find me on socials at the Dalia Holt, and I write acoustic, folksy stuff.
Yo, it's the Red Ranger on the mic, Black Ranger on the board, Silver Ranger on the keys, 3 Rangers, 1 soul. We are the Rangers. You can follow us on Instagram at the Ranger System. And how would we describe our music? Superhero, video game influenced, synth-based hip hop.
Just that introduction kind of reminded me of Power Rangers. You know what I mean? It's like,
We may or may
Yeah.
not have named ourselves based off Power Rangers.
okay, I'm not tripping then. Okay.
May or may not.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay. That's awesome. That's
The
really
lore is
cool.
not subtle.
Alright. Yeah, I grew up watching Power Rangers. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, I mean, part of the reason we named ourselves that was all 7 of us Rangers associated with a specific color.
Right.
And then on top of that, we always believed in teamwork. It's always
Right.
about unity. Even when we build our music, it's not just the kick drum or the snare or the crash alone that make of the percussion. It's the unity of the drum kit, right? And that is in unity with every other instrument. So
man, that's such a like an artistic way to view things. It's like looking at the process, each specific process. That's awesome. Okay, I want to ask you guys some more questions. If you could pass one message to your younger self starting out in music, what would it be?
I think something I would pass on to my younger self is don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Speak your own truth, your own experiences, your stories, and just like drown out everyone else, because it really doesn't matter what anyone else is doing when it comes to your art, you know, because comparison really, it just like fuels insecurity, and later on we find out that the more authentic and unique we are, the more love we actually find about the things that we care about, like and trying to make yourself like someone else, or worry that your music isn't good enough or your art's not good enough because of how someone else looks, is going to destroy your art, when really someone in the world really needs your art the way that you would make it, and not influenced by what other people think. So just stay on your own path.
I have so many follow-up questions to that, but I'll let the rest answer first.
I would say a similar thing, just not worrying so much about other people's opinions, because in reality, everyone's thinking about themselves and worrying about what they're doing. They're not worried about what you're doing. So just keep doing your thing.
I guess the two things we tell our younger selves, as cliche as they sound, is to believe in yourself. We haven't been performing publicly for a year yet, and we've already been doing amazing, you know, having a lot of gigs and stuff, and partially that was because we didn't believe in ourselves to put our music out there yet. And we were just working on it in the background while we were studying our civil engineering degree. So, but I think people like our music enough to come support and join in the show with us, you know. Believe in yourself and allow yourself to take those risks. A lot of people ask us, like, how do you guys perform with a lot of energy and a lot of like choreography and all that stuff, right? And it's just like, because we tried the risk, you know. We took the chance with it at one open mic and said, hey, this was great, I want to do this again, you know. And then, so now there are a lot of, like, the whole I am Knuff line has been a staple line in our I am enough song.
I love it.
And it's, I don't know, we just appreciate it now. So it's, you know, sometimes you'll never know what the art needs until you actually just go for it.
It sounds like, you know, all of you could relate to, as artists, you know, we create from a place of, like, vulnerability, and sometimes, not sometimes, a lot of times it's easy to have outside influences, you know, influence, you know, your state of mind, or just like your emotional presence, you know, and it makes it hard to actually create the art. You know, I've actually seen trends where people they go on like sabbaticals, or like they just like go away for like, you know, like a week, a month, you know, whatever, and they just like stay alone in a retreat, you know what I mean, just to rediscover the passion, the art. You know, is that something you guys could relate to? Or do you think, are you the kind of artist who kind of gets inspired by being around other artists, or do you need to kind of like find solitude and find that art within yourself?
Yes and yes.
Yeah, I think it's a good balance between the two.
Like, I feel like going out and being in life and like experiencing stuff, like, you know, you have to go and be around other people and do things for you to experience the good things, to experience the bad things. And actually, maybe you guys can relate, when bad things happen, it's like, oh man, another song. Oh, I just got my heart broken.
Oh no.
Oh, that's like 2 to 3 more songs.
Yeah.
I could write a song about it.
I could write a whole album about this.
Beyonce.
Yeah, like, and it's just like, you know, if you do nothing, you got nothing to write about.
Yeah.
So you go out and you live a little, live a lot, whatever happens, happens, and then, like, I, then retreat into my solitude, and I'm like, okay, how can I chew on these things, and what can I make of these little parts that I've gotten from being out in the world, and now how do I turn this into my art, and you know, then after that, how do I introduce it as my art and rework it, and all those little refining moments.
So you go into the world, you get inspired, and then you bring it back to yourself, refine it, and make it.
And then bring it back out to the world. I might bring it in again and work on it a little bit. I feel like it's a bit of a push and pull.
Man, that's it's beautiful.
For us, like, especially being like a whole DID system with multiple identities, like the main like word of the game is balance. Like finding like when it's important to write a song, especially if there's like a deadline, versus when I have to actually live life to experience what I want to write about. You know, there's actually a great pianist YouTuber, Nare Soul. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Anyway, she has a great video on like how taking a break and then just enjoying her life and allowing yourself to live life helped color her music more and help her write something more richer. Yeah. And sometimes there are those moments where you're writing a song and it just, you know, it's like, I have this idea, boom, and it just comes out.
It all just comes out at once. Like my song Real One was like that.
Yeah.
Laying on my living room floor, just like, it's all there, it's all there.
Almost feels like a out-of-body experience, maybe?
Yeah. Well, or it's like you're connecting your like pen to your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, to finish that thought, sometimes there are songs that just come out right like that, and sometimes there are songs that they're stewing in the pot, but need more ingredients first, you know?
Right.
So
just marinating.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of taking pain and bad experiences and using it for art. Just when something bad happens, thinking what good can I get out of this? You know, what can I learn, and what can I write about from this? So that's what I usually do.
Very well said. It's very well said.
And what a beautiful way to like use like the bad things from life to make something good out of them.
Yeah.
I love recycling.
Exactly. Recycling.
Recycle everywhere.
Recycle.
I mean, it's also very anime to be like, oh, I have this internal darkness. I could either, you know, allow it to fester and take over, or
Inside me there
channel
are
it.
2 wolves.
Well, yeah, or channel it into like, you know, that Kamehameha and just throw it out into a song.
Yeah, is this my villain arc or is this my hero arc?
Yeah.
Constantly making that choice.
That's what.
That Miles Morales choice between Spider-Man and the Prowler, you know, like.
Maybe next time I'll be a villain.
Maybe next time will be.
Just
We're
all
a lot of choices.
Coming out, I love it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. All right, let's move a little bit to more creative. Do you have a favorite performance, or do you have a dream performance that you guys aspire to accomplish, or you've already accomplished, or something that stuck out to you?
My dream performance involves a fog machine this time. Because I had my debut show just like a couple weeks back. The only thing was missing was fog. But that's okay, it wasn't working. And it would be nice to like, I don't know, I have a band, but I feel like I still don't have all the members that I want to have. And then just really refining like the sound. I know that there's things I'm planning for the next time I do a big show with my band that we didn't really get the chance to add this time, but you know, I'm considering it as kind of like, okay, this is one level of the performance I've dreamt of. How can I take it to the next level? So, you know, it was a dream come true to have the performance I did. But I still have this bigger dream of it where, you know, I'm on the right stage with the right, you know, tech and lights and fog, and all the right instruments and all the right harmonies and everything. Like, my dream performance is going to be at Folk Fest someday. That's where my mind sits for something I'm looking forward to doing.
I think it's nice to have goals.
Yeah. And I'm doing the Young Performers program this year, so I feel like that's step 1. Or step something of, I don't know where I am on the ladder. Thank you.
I don't know if I have a dream performance in terms of a specific location, but I would really like to start performing with a band at some point, because I'm currently doing solo stuff, so it would be nice to put the guitar down and just be on the mic, and performing with a band, that'd be a great experience.
You should ask some of your local musicians.
I should get it together.
Yeah, especially the ones that really love sad music. Just saying, there's a lot of us.
There's a lot of us.
And we also play guitar.
This is actually just a band interview.
Yeah, we're actually just gonna go start making music after this.
Awesome.
I mean,
we're already
recording
a song.
Exactly.
So we took the micro certificate song making program at the University of Manitoba, and there we met one of our business mentors, Stu Anderson, and then one of our song making mentors, Alex Sani. The both of them said that there's never a ceiling for the goals that you have in music, because it's possible you can achieve them at some point down the road. You never know, and don't let yourself limit what you can dream of.
Right.
Sky's the limit.
So that being said,
stepping stone. Actually.
One day we want to perform with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra.
Hey.
I think it'd be really cool to do our hip hop with a full string section and a full brass section and a full percussion section.
We should just like clip that 30 seconds and send it to them. It'll make it go viral.
Who's that one artist that Marshall showed you who did that essentially?
Oh, Lil Sims.
Yeah.
With like, yeah,
That
I
was
mean,
tight.
we've always envisioned like our music to be played in an orchestral setting, or now we're accomplishing part of that dream playing with the super cool brass band on our August 8th show, because now we're getting like funk, like real brass instruments behind our hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just so excited.
That's gonna be exciting.
But yeah, we've always appreciated live music, and we grew up under Earth, Wind and Fire, Chicago, U2, on top of all of our hip hop influences and pop influences.
Right.
So like that is the dream.
Yeah.
And I don't know when that could be in the future to play with a full orchestra.
Yeah.
Like I might even hit up my old high school and be like, "Hey guys, do you want to do this for credit?"
Do it.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, it's a good thing I know the band teacher at St. Paul's High School, so I guess we could start
Got
there.
your connection.
Yeah. Riley Sanders, the booker at Osborne Taphouse, actually said something really insightful in one of his interviews.
Right.
He said like, it's great to have these big goals too, but what he said was actually like to focus on those small goals and let them be like those checkpoints or goalposts, right?
Just for those who don't know, could you describe what a SMART goal is?
A SMART goal? I think realistic is more
Things
the
like
term I'd go
specific,
for.
measurable, attainable, relatable, and time bound.
Full disclosure, I didn't know that abbreviation. Did any of you know that abbreviation?
I've heard it a little bit before, but I think there was a poster in my own band room. Like,
Yeah, I gotta go download that,
Yeah, it's
JPEG and throw it on our wall at some point.
It's a project management thing. Yeah.
But yeah, I think a SMART goal for music, especially for musicians at our level, and I don't even know what level is, like, it's just
this
like,
level.
yeah, whatever level that we're performing at a local, scene, is just, we have this gig, like, May 29th at the Osborne Taphouse, and doing an interview and practicing towards it, and just, managing our expectations for what our sound can sound like by that time.
Yeah.
We also, we're all 20-minute sets, right?
Yeah.
So knowing, we have a 20-minute set, how are we going to design our 20-minute set? And we're looking forward to hearing how you guys design your 20-minute sets.
You already know. My 20-minute set.
You all also already know my 20-minute set, but still, like,
Come at fast
I
five
love
ready.
this like inside back. But I do have a couple more questions I want to ask.
Yeah.
One is a highly requested one, so I think we'll ask this one for fun, for the fans. If your music was to be a food, what would it be?
I never thought this one through, actually. Someone else.
I heard
did.
you say something about a croissant.
No, I'm still thinking about
Oh,
that.
no, you heard us say
Someone else did.
this
Yours
already.
was way better.
Mine was interesting. I said my music would be a cold TV dinner because my
Like a
music,
microwave dinner?
yeah, like a microwave dinner that's a little cold in the middle. I just, I thought of what would make you sad if you ate it, and I think that would make me pretty sad.
Like when you say sad, you mean like disappointed or like what kind of sad?
I don't know.
That's so
Disappointment.
That's
I feel
funny.
like.
Yeah,
Damn, next time I'm
No.
eating my microwavable meal, I'm just gonna be thinking, Dalia would be so disappointed in me right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That just made me think of like just microwaving like a store-bought like lasagna.
I was gonna
Cold
say,
in the
okay,
middle.
we said a lasagna or a cake because there could be 7 layers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Haha!
Okay, so
Layers.
I'm still thinking of salt, but I'm thinking more just pastry. I think maybe like a cinnamon bun. And because like, hear me out. So, like, pastries I think can also be very nostalgic, depending on like who in your life maybe makes those.
Okay.
Maybe some in your family. I think cinnamon buns. I think about my grandma and how she used to make like her famous cinnamon buns that she won't give the recipe to anyone else in the family for some reason. Yeah, just certain pastries can like really bring you back to a certain time in your life. And when I look at my music, songs that I wrote at different times in my life definitely transport me back to those times and what I was thinking about and going through then. So, cinnamon buns.
I think to add to the lasagna analogy, like, because we come from that engineering background,
Yeah.
a lot of our music is filled with like a really strong foundation
Yeah.
and then building up after that, so.
Would it be vegetarian or vegan?
Oh.
Well, okay, for the ranger lore, I'm the one vegetarian and the other 6 are vegans, so it would definitely be vegetarian because I love cheese.
Well, I can't understand without cheese.
I was vegetarian for like a year.
Same.
It's hard and expensive.
Yes.
It's cheap if you do it wrong.
Yes, my vegetarian meal of Oreos and Coke.
Yeah. I call it the just carbs diet.
Yeah.
You nailed it, man.
Carbs and beans.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of beans and
A
toast.
lot of beans.
Yeah.
I hear that's popular in like Britain or England.
Yeah.
Breakfast of champions.
That's what I ate all the time when I tried being vegan for a while.
Yeah, right?
Mm.
See?
Beans and toast.
That's all the food groups.
That's
Is it
all
not?
there is.
Beyond
Beans.
Burgers. Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers slap.
Yo, Beyond Meat burgers are pretty good.
Yeah, the one from A&W is really.
Yeah.
That one goes so hard. Oh,
Talk about burgers.
hell yeah.
Yeah. Stella's is okay. New Burger.
Yeah.
I haven't had it at those other places. I found A&W, no need to explore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Stick
found my
with it.
one.
Stick
yeah.
with it.
Yeah, say less. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys one last question,
All right.
sadly, and we'll bring it to a wrap. It was hard picking. There's a lot of really good options here, but
We could do an extended cut.
yeah,
A part 2.
yeah. Okay, I think I'll go with this one. Out of the 3 of y'all, I guess 7 for you. I don't know.
9 of us.
Out of the 9 of us.
Yeah. Which one of you would be more likely to join a cult and not know about it?
And not know about it?
Okay, so we're religious, so we know about it. I don't know about joining a cult and not knowing
Is the
about it.
music community not a cult?
Aren't we kind of?
Are we
Did
in a
no
cult?
one tell us?
Maybe
I don't
we're both
remember
in a cult
signing
and don't know
anything.
about it.
I don't remember signing anything.
Don't you guys meet up like every Tuesday? Like, that sounds about right.
Oh my
Damn.
gosh. Osborne Taphouse open mic. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize.
The same location. Same
How would we
people,
describe the word
same-
cult? You know,
An
like,
organization or like a group of people like assembling.
is this
or
the real
organizing
question you want to
certain-
end this interview
certain
on?
do they have to follow certain beliefs or whatever? Because there's a lot of different mindsets in the music community.
That's true. There are so many different mindsets
Not
in the
everyone-
music community.
Yeah, not everyone follows the same rationale for being in music, and I don't know. Is that not just also just having like your roadies and like your group in music?
Yeah.
It's like you find a bunch of like-minded individuals who
Mhm.
all like have different or like similar values, morals, and you guys just like do everything together.
It sounds like you're describing a cult, right?
Well, okay.
I wasn't gonna say
The question was
you a
which of
cult?
us is most. I don't know.
I mean, I'm a Swiftie. Is that a cult?
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so too.
I think
that
it's me. I
definitely
think I'm in a
counts.
cult
Okay.
by accident.
Is a cult not just the genres that we adhere to? What even is a cult?
Maybe that's your preference. I don't know.
So I guess all of us.
Yeah.
We'd all be likely.
I
That's
guess
what it
so.
sounds like.
Yeah.
That's so
It's a fun
awesome.
time though.
I hope if any of my fathers are pretty see this, they're like, you didn't do anything like sacrilegious.
Nope, you're fine.
He has one question to ask, and I have one question to ask.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are creative, like you're all creative. At what point in your journey did you decide that, you know what, this is the pathway I'm going to actually follow?
Oh, early on, like legally, we were Sylvester the Third. Our grandfather Sylvester the First built an orchestra in the Philippines to save our family out of poverty, and so since then, music has been a legitimate family legacy. It's been a pride, and so we always knew we wanted to play music, but we wanted to play it our way.
Mm.
You know, Frank Sinatra, my way. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so since then, we've always wanted to carry that family legacy onward, and you know, now that we finally had the chance to launch our music into the public Winnipeg community scene, we just want to keep upholding that we are an extension / representation of our family.
Mm.
That's how we view it.
A lot of family pride.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, I think to give like a little bit of background for my answer, like I didn't realize that music was going to be the path that I go down, like for a long time. Like even though like I started like making up songs when I was like 4, and I say I've been a songwriter since I was about 4 years old, because that's like there's pictures of me with my little notepad and stuff. I was an early like reader and writer, and I think it was because I had that drive to want to write down these ideas, whether it was like lyrics or poetry or whatever it was. And you know, music was a part of my life throughout my whole childhood. It's how me and my older sister like connected, even though we hated each other. We would still break out the guitar, just like sing duets together and stuff, and pretend we were putting on shows in our bedroom. But at no point during then did I even think like this is gonna be a path for me. Even in high school, I started to be like, okay, I like music. I got a ukulele, and I was writing more songs more prominently. But I never thought, oh, this is my path. Maybe like around grade 11, I started thinking this might be a path for me because I really enjoy doing this, but I don't really know how to go from here to like wherever I was thinking you had to be. Like, I was looking at celebrities being that as success.
Yeah, yeah.
And, which is really skewed.
Yeah.
And then a few years ago, I was coming to a place of, like, you know, have another career as an early childhood educator. And I think maybe around that point I was thinking, it's going to be really hard to do both these things. Maybe I'm never really going to get to where I want to be with music. Maybe this is just a hobby. And maybe this isn't something I do. And so I was kind of winding down with that. And then had some breakthrough, put out an EP about it, about how, you know, that was just going to break my own heart, was to deny myself something that came so naturally to me for so many years. So I guess a couple of years ago, yeah, was when I firmly decided, like, no, whatever challenges come, I'm going to do music. I need to promise myself, even as I pursue my other career, I have to let music be the priority, because that's what my soul wants.
For me, similarly to Rangers, I just come from a musical family where my older sister, of course, Jane Fuentez, writes music and sings, always has, and my older brother, Ruiz, is a rapper. So it's just kind of always been around me. And I was actually the one growing up who wasn't into it. I did more like painting, art, drawing, that kind of thing. But when I was around 12 or 13, I discovered the Beatles. I got really into the Beatles.
Let's go.
And that was for some reason like when it clicked, where I was just like, I need to make music. And I don't know why, but
Shout
Got
out
the
to
Beetle bug.
got the
Yeah,
Beetle bug.
that's cool. See, no, that's a good question, Andrew.
Yeah, there you go.
No, now I want to hear your question.
Okay, well, mine was gonna be a little weird, a little funny. In a alternate dystopian universe, aliens landed on Earth, and
I like where this is going.
Yeah.
yep, and they demanded one song from your catalog as proof of human creativity. Which song would it be?
Universe calling.
It's like,
I
That's
think-
literally a
Yep,
space.
it's like-
I think they could
It was made for
appreciate it.
this.
I think that I have a lot of space references to my music. I think we would get along.
Yeah.
Tip in my hat and be like, "Bid you good day."
Yeah,
Partner.
you could be like the ambassador for human race.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I'd be like, check out my pedal board. Like, it's out of this world.
For me, honestly, I don't have any songs with any space references in them, but
Yes.
I would probably, I have a song called Stay that I would probably play because it's just it's about a very human experience. So something sad, always something sad, but it's something human, so.
Yeah, you know, our two most well-received songs, One Up and Monochrome Magic, make sense to, you know, send to the aliens. Like, One Up, like, its final production has a bunch of 8-bit video game sounds and video game references, like, Easter egg throughout the entire song, which we're excited to share once we finally drop it. But honestly, I think our most creative song is probably DID, like, short form for Dissociative Identity Disorder. It has 2 beat switches, so 3 sections where it goes from a really fast march-based beat to a traditional hip-hop based beat to like a very ballady beat, and it's separated for 3 different verses for the 3 performing rangers in our system. So I think that's probably our most creative venture, and we're also looking forward to sharing that song more when the time comes.
We'll see there.
Wrap it up. Yeah. Check us out at the Osborne Taphouse, the 29th of May. You know, it's coming up.
May 29th.
Be there.
Only
Tap house.
$10.
Only 10 in
Only
Only
advance.
10.
Yeah. And,
Or is that at the door?
no, at the door. At the door.
$10 at the door.
$10 at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Doors open at 8 p.m. Show starts at 9.
Vibe Network.